Hello, my name is Emily Barnard. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the rainbow cut crease I posted on my LMT artistry page on Instagram yesterday on my stunning friend Bianca Linky with the photo by K Darius Photography. Now, it was a fairly unanimous response to that post saying, asking for me to show you how I've done it. I am going to be using some slightly different products just because I am using items from my personal stash instead of from my pro kit today. However, there will be a little bit of crossover. Today I'm going to be using the Morphe Cross James Charles mini palette. Mine is a little bit beat up because I've been taking it traveling with me, but considering how much I use it, it doesn't look too bad. So these are the colours we're going to be using today. And I'm also going to be using a selection of Morphe brushes to do the look. Now, so we've got the Morphe M421, which is the big, which is the mini concealer brush. We've got the Morphe M441, which is a big fluffy crease blending brush. We have the Morphe M506, which is a mini detailed crease brush. And this one is just one from Riot Arts and Crafts, which I really like for doing any sort of winged liner. So this is one called the Art Studio Zero Mini Detail Brush in Round. So I like using those for doing a winged liner. We will also additionally be using the P. Louise base in Rumor 0.5 to get the eyeshadow going. And then we'll be using the P. Louise Cross Mimimo Mitchell Acid Rain paint in the shade Nitro for the winged liner. We will also be going through and using the Inglot AMC gel liner in 76, which is their white, and then topping that with the Pat McGrath Astral White Pigment from the Dark Star 005 series. I'm also opting to get the P. Louise base in Rumor 0.5 down using the Morphe M224, just because I like the way that it disperses the product and gives me a really great even base to start. So first things first, I'm going to squeeze out a little bit of the P. Louise base onto a metal palette. And I'm mainly going to concentrate on one eye, but I will be going through and going back and forwards, doing both steps. So just dipping into that product with the M224. Now what I like to do is just cover the eyelid and then just take a finger just to pat the base down. Now I'll just jump off camera and do the other side. Okay, so the way that I did this eyeshadow look the other day was that I just utilized the M506, and then what I've done is I've started from lightest to darkest and then worked my way out. Now, so because I'm using a slightly different eyeshadow configuration today, I'll be going through and doing it bit by bit on each side. I'll be a little bit quiet just as I go through and place the eyeshadow as I go through. So the very first shade that we're going to be starting off with is the shade B from the Morphe Cross James Charles palette, and I'm just using that M506 brush. And just because I can't see, I'm just going to be taking it in through the inner crease, just on the inner eye, and I'll be doing that on both sides. Next, we're going to be going into an orange shade. We're going to use the colour Rusted from the Morphe Cross James Charles palette. And again, just continuing up in that same sort of over the crease. Then we're going to be going into the shade Skip, which is a hot pink. And again, I'm just using the same brush the whole way through. Next, we're going to go into the colour Single, which is just a nice matte purple, sort of a mid-range tone. And again, same, following the shape of the eye, but after I start going into the next couple of colours, I'll be winging the shadow out a little bit. The next colour that we are going to go into is called Playground, which is a nice, beautiful blue. And then last but not least, we're going to go into the colour Social Blade. You can see we've started to wing the eyeshadow out a little bit. So that's your colour placement. And then from here, what I did is I took the Morphe M441 and I'm going to dip it into the shade Canvas, which is just like a nice flesh toned colour. And just dip that in. And then you just blend through the crease. Just for a little bit more of a blend through those rainbow colours. We're doing the same on both sides. I'm just going to dip into Canvas again. And I'm just taking that same M506 brush just to go through and make sure the transitions are blended nicely. I've just wiped off the excess on a little bit of paper towel just to make sure that there's no other colour hanging around from when I was putting the colour through in the first place. Now I'm just going to do a little bit more blending off camera and then I'll be back to you shortly. Okay, so from here, what I did is I took a little bit of the Inglot AMC gel liner in the shade 76, which is a pure white. And then I took the Morphe M421, which is just a mini concealer brush, because I find it's quite a good shape for doing a cut crease. And then what I've just done is I stamped the product into the brush. And then what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll cut the crease. So just because I am a little bit blind, I'm just going to be doing so with a mirror. And so what I'm doing is just going through and following the shape of the eyeshadow that we've done. And as you can see, I've kind of drawn a line in through the top, just so that you can see where you're going. So as you can see, that's the shape of the white. Now I'll just go off camera and I'll do the other eye and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so on the original eye that I took, from here, what I did is I took just a nice damp just cotton pad that I've used with my cellular water just to go through and clean up the edge before I did the liner. So if you take it along the outer corner of your eye and just fold it in the half, you'll end up with a nice clean line in amongst the eyeshadow. Alrighty, so from here what I did is I took the Peter Louise Cross Mimo Ritual base in the shade Nitro. I'll just decant out a tiny bit of that. Okay, so then using the art brush that I was telling you guys about earlier, what I did is I just put that into the product. So I got a nice even coating, making sure that my brush is a nice fine liner. And then I just started at the inner corner. And then just doing that winged liner. So there's our winged liner. I'll just go through and do the other side, just off camera. Okay, so that's both eyes done. And then from here, what I did last time is I used the Astral pigment, the Astral white pigment from Pat McGrath. And then I just used the same M506 brush. And then I just patted that over the white. Okay, so I finished the eye look today with a set of lashes from Unicorn Cosmetics in the style Honeybee. They're a quite big volumizing lash. If you like something like that, then definitely check these guys out. If you prefer a more natural style, there's plenty of different styles out there that may be more suitable for you. But I do really like how these ones look, even if they are quite a big lash. They can add a little bit of drama to the look as well. If you've enjoyed seeing this video in particular, please give me a big thumbs up and let me know down below in the comments what sort of videos that you would like to see from me. I hope you have a fantastic day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe